Vietnam, 1969. Firebase Charlie, 100 miles from Hanoi. Marine Scout Sniper Sergeant Jake Morrison was the best shot in his battalion. 47 confirmed kills, never missed. Across the valley, hidden in the jungle, was another sniper. North Vietnamese Army, name unknown, skills undeniable. 63 confirmed kills, all Americans. For 6 days they hunted each other. Neither fired, neither moved, just watched, waited, calculated. 2 men, 2 rifles, 1 battlefield. It was the longest sniper duel in the Vietnam War. And when it finally ended, only 1 shot was fired. This is the story of patience, psychology, and the deadliest game of chess ever played with bullets. April 3, 1969, 7:30 hours. Jake Morrison lay in his hide position, 600 yards from Firebase Charlie, concealed in dense jungle vegetation. His rifle M40A1, 7.62mm, Redfield scope, custom trigger, zeroed at 600 yards. His spotter, Corporal Danny Kim, lay next to him with binoculars, scanning, watching. Movement, Danny whispered. Tree line, 11 o'clock, 500 yards. Jake shifted his scope, found the target. NVA soldier, carrying supplies, walking slowly, easy shot. Jake's breathing slowed, heart rate down, finger on trigger, squeeze, crack. The rifle kicked, the round flew. Half a second later, impact. The NVA soldier dropped. Hit, Danny confirmed. Center mass, he's down. Jake worked the bolt, chambered another round, scanned for reaction. That's when he saw it. Muzzle flash, 700 yards. Deep jungle, just a flicker, then nothing. Danny, you see that? See what? Muzzle flash, 700 yards, 2 o'clock. Danny scanned. I don't see anything. Jake kept his scope trained on the spot. Watched, waited, nothing moved. But Jake knew. Someone was there. Someone who'd been watching. Someone who'd seen Jake's position when he fired. We need to move, Jake said. Why? Because we're not alone out here. They packed up, relocated, found a new hide position 800 yards away. Jake set up, scanned the area where he'd seen the muzzle flash. Still nothing. You sure you saw something? Danny asked. Yeah, I'm sure. 10 minutes later, Jake watched through his scope as an NVA soldier walked to their old position. Looked around, examined the ground. Then the soldier looked directly at Jake's new position. Not at Jake, just in that general direction, like he was searching. The soldier disappeared into the jungle. That was him, Jake said quietly. Who? The other sniper. He knows we're here, and he's looking for us. Danny swallowed. What do we do? We find him first, April 4th, 1969. Jake and Danny had been in position for 12 hours. No movement, no shots. The NVA sniper was out there, somewhere. Jake could feel it. How do you know he's still here? Danny asked. Because if I was him, I'd stay. Wait for us to make a mistake. And if we don't, then this becomes a waiting game. Jake had been a sniper for 18 months, 72 missions. He understood patience, understood that sniping wasn't about shooting. It was about waiting, watching, outlasting your enemy. But this felt different. Danny, pull out the spotting scope, wide scan, look for anything unusual, shapes that don't belong, shadows that move. Danny set up the scope, started scanning. Hours passed. The sun moved across the sky. The jungle got hotter. Sweat soaked through their uniforms. Jake? Danny's voice was tight. I got something. 900 yards, dense foliage. There's a shape. Doesn't match the terrain. Jake shifted his scope, found the spot. At first he saw nothing, just jungle, trees, vines. Then he saw it, a slight irregularity, a shadow that was too straight. too geometric. "That's him," Jake whispered. "You sure?" "No, but there's only one way to find out." Jake aimed, compensated for distance, wind, elevation. His crosshairs settled on the irregular shadow, but he didn't fire, because if he was wrong, he'd give away his position for nothing. And if he was right, the enemy sniper would see his muzzle flash and return fire. "What are you waiting for?" Danny asked. "Confirmation. I need him to move just a little." They waited. 1 hour, 2 hours. The shadow didn't move. Jake's finger stayed on the trigger. Patient, still. Then finally the shadow shifted. Just slightly. A human movement. Not wind, not animals. A person. Jake's heart rate slowed. Breathing controlled. Finger tightened. But before he could fire, the shadow disappeared. Gone. Like it had never been there. "He moved," Danny said. "Yeah, he knew we were watching." "How?" "Because he's good." "As good as me?" Jake lowered his rifle. "He's playing the same game we are. Watching, waiting, looking for a mistake." "So what now?" "Now we don't give him one." April 5th, 1969. No shots fired. No movement. Just watching. Jake and Danny had relocated 3 times. Each time, Jake felt the enemy sniper was watching, tracking, anticipating. "This is insane," Danny said. "We've been out here for 3 days. No kills, no contact. Just waiting." "That's what sniping is," Jake said. "Most people don't understand. They think it's about shooting. It's not. It's about patience. Whoever breaks first loses. And if neither of us breaks, then it becomes about who makes the first mistake." Jake had been studying the enemy sniper's patterns, where he positioned, how he moved, his timing. The enemy was disciplined, professional, didn't take unnecessary risks, just like Jake. "He's NVA," Jake said. "Trained, experienced, probably has as many kills as I do." "How do you fight someone like that?" "You don't fight, you outthink." Jake pulled out a map, marked positions, drew lines of sight, calculated angles. "He's been moving in a pattern," Jake said. "Here, then here, then here, always staying in areas with dense cover, always maintaining distance. So he's predictable. He thinks he's being smart. But patterns are weaknesses." Jake pointed to a spot on the map. "Tomorrow morning, 0600 hours, if he follows his pattern, he'll be here. Ridgeline, 600 yards, limited cover, and we'll be waiting." "Yeah, we'll be waiting." But that night, something changed. 100 hours. Jake was on watch. Danny was sleeping. The jungle was dark, quiet, just insects and distant animal calls. Then Jake heard it. A sound that didn't belong. Footsteps, slow, careful, close. Jake's hand went to his sidearm. .45 pistol. He didn't move, didn't breathe. The footsteps got closer. 20 yards, 15. Jake could see a shape moving through the darkness. Human, carrying a rifle. The NVA sniper. He was hunting them. In the dark. On foot. Jake's mind raced. If he fired, the muzzle flash would give away their position to any other enemy nearby. But if he didn't fire, the sniper might stumble onto them. The shape moved closer. 10 yards. Jake could see details now. The rifle, the gear, the slow, methodical searching. 5 yards. Jake's finger tightened on the pistol. Ready. The shape stopped, stood still, listening. Jake held his breath. Danny was still asleep. Didn't know death was 5 yards away. The shape turned, looked directly at their position. Jake was about to fire when the shape moved away, continued searching, disappeared into the darkness. Jake exhaled, slowly, quietly. That was close. Too close. When Danny woke up for his watch shift, Jake told him what happened. "He almost found us?" Danny whispered. Yeah, 5 yards. But he didn't, which means he's guessing. He knows we're in the area, but he doesn't know exactly where. That's not comforting. It should be. It means we're doing something right. But Jake didn't sleep the rest of the night. He kept thinking about those 5 yards. The enemy sniper was getting bold, desperate, which meant the duel was approaching its climax. April 6th, 1969, 0600 hours. Jake and Danny were in position on the ridgeline, exactly where Jake predicted the enemy sniper would be, but they weren't waiting to shoot. They were waiting to be found. This is crazy, Danny whispered. We're using ourselves as bait? Not us, our position. I left clues, broken branches, disturbed ground, enough for a trained eye to notice. And when he finds us? He won't find us. He'll find an empty position, and while he's investigating, we'll see him. Jake and Danny were actually 300 yards away, hidden in a different location, watching their old position through scopes. You think this will work? Danny asked. I think he's smart enough to find the clues, and curious enough to investigate. They waited. Hours passed. Then, at 1400 hours, Danny saw movement. Jake, someone's approaching our old position. Slow, careful. Jake shifted his scope. Found the target. It was him. The NVA sniper, moving through the jungle like a ghost, approaching the abandoned position. Range? Jake asked. 750 yards, Jake calculated. Wind, distance, elevation, he had the shot. But the enemy sniper was moving through dense cover, partial concealment, not a clean shot. I don't have a clear line, Jake said. Too much vegetation. Take it anyway. You might not get another chance. Jake's crosshairs tracked the target, waiting for an opening. The sniper reached the old position, stopped, examined the ground, looking at the clues Jake had left. Then he did something unexpected. He looked up, scanned the surrounding area, like he knew it was a trap, and his eyes seemed to settle on Jake's position. Not direct eye contact, just awareness. The sniper smiled, just slightly. Then he disappeared into the jungle. Did he just... Danny started. Yeah, Jake said. He knew it was bait, and he's telling us he's not falling for it. Danny lowered his binoculars. What kind of person are we dealing with? Someone who thinks like I do, Jake said quietly, which makes him very dangerous. April 7th, 1969. Danny was reaching his breaking point. 5 days, no resolution, constant tension, no sleep, limited food. Jake, we need to abort. This is killing us. We're not getting anywhere. We're close, Jake said. I can feel it. Feel it? You sound like you're in love with this guy. I respect him. There's a difference. Respect? He's trying to kill us, and we're trying to kill him. That's the job. Danny shook his head. This isn't normal. Normal sniping is patient, yeah. But 6 days? This is something else. This is obsession. Jake didn't respond, because Danny was right. This had become personal, not because Jake hated the enemy sniper, because he respected him, because he recognized a kindred spirit, someone who understood the art, the patience, the psychology. One more day, Jake said. If nothing happens by tomorrow, we abort. Promise? Promise. But Jake didn't believe it. He knew this duel would end, one way or another, soon. That night, Jake couldn't sleep again. He kept thinking about the enemy sniper, trying to predict his next move. Where would he go? What would he do? How would he think? If Jake was the enemy, what would he do next? The answer hit him at 0300 hours. He'd stop hiding. He'd make himself visible, force Jake to take a shot. And in that moment, when Jake fired, The enemy would see his muzzle flash and return fire. It was a classic sniper tactic. Trade shots. Hope yours hits first. "Danny," Jake whispered. "Wake up." "What?" "He's going to show himself tomorrow. Make himself a target to draw us out." "How do you know?" "Because that's what I'd do. We're at a stalemate. So he's going to force a resolution. And if he does, then we don't take the bait. But that's the only chance we'll get." "I know, which is why it's a trap." April 8th, 1969. 800 hours. Jake and Danny were in a new position, their fourth location. This one had the best vantage point, overlooking a valley, multiple lines of sight. "If he's going to show himself," Jake said, "it'll be today. And it'll be somewhere we can see him." "And we do what? Not shoot?" "We wait, see what he's really doing." At 1,000 hours, Danny spotted movement. "Jake, ridgeline, 800 yards. Someone's moving, exposed." Jake found him in his scope, the NVA sniper, standing, partially exposed, visible. It was the first time Jake had seen him clearly. Young, maybe 30, lean, disciplined posture. The sniper was holding his rifle but not aiming, just standing, waiting. "He's just standing there," Danny said. "What's he doing?" "He's forcing a decision. He knows we can see him. He's betting we'll take the shot." "Why would he do that?" "Because he has a partner, somewhere, watching, waiting for our muzzle flash." Jake scanned the area around the enemy sniper, looking for a second position, a spotter, another shooter. Nothing. But Jake knew someone else was there. Had to be. "I'm not taking the shot," Jake said. "But you have him. Clean shot, 800 yards." "It's a trap, Danny." They watched. The enemy sniper stood there for 10 minutes. Then he moved, disappeared back into the jungle. "He's testing us," Jake said, "seeing if we'll break." And we didn't. No, we didn't. 2 hours later, the enemy sniper appeared again. Different location, 600 yards, even more exposed. Same tactic, standing, waiting, offering a shot. Jake didn't take it. "How long can this go on?" Danny asked. "Until one of us makes a mistake." At 1600 hours, the enemy sniper appeared a third time. 500 yards, completely exposed. Perfect shot. Jake's crosshairs were on his chest, center mass, easy kill. But something was wrong. The enemy sniper was looking directly at Jake's position, like he knew exactly where Jake was, and he was smiling. "Don't do it," Danny said. "It's too perfect." Jake's finger was on the trigger. 1 pound of pressure. That's all it would take. But he didn't fire. The enemy sniper raised his hand, waved, mocking, challenging. Then he disappeared. "What the hell was that?" Danny said. Jake lowered his rifle. His hands were shaking. Not from fear, from adrenaline, from the realization. "He's not trying to kill me," Jake said. "He's trying to make me break, psychologically. He wants me to doubt, to second guess, to make a mistake." "Is it working?" Jake took a breath. "Almost." 1800 hours. 2 hours until sunset. Jake made a decision. "We're moving, one more time, new position, and we're going to force him to make the choice." "How?" "Same tactic he used. I'm going to expose myself, make myself the target, draw him out." "That's insane." "It's the only way to end this." They relocated, found a ridge with good sight lines. Jake set up. "When I stand up," Jake said, "you watch through the scope. Look for muzzle flash. Look for movement. If you see him, you call it out. And I drop and take the shot. And if he shoots first, then you finish it." Jake handed Danny his M40. Took Danny's M14, less accurate, but good enough for suppressive fire. "You ready?" Jake asked. No. Good. Neither am I. Jake stood up, exposed, visible, 800 yards from the valley below. He felt naked, vulnerable, every instinct screaming to get down, but he stood still, rifle at low ready, waiting. Seconds felt like hours. Then Danny's voice. Movement. 900 yards. 3 o'clock. Tree line. Jake turned, saw the flicker, muzzle flash. He dropped. The round passed overhead, missed by inches. You see him? Jake yelled. Yeah, he's repositioning. Moving left. Jake grabbed his M40, found the position, saw the enemy sniper moving through the jungle, not running, just relocating, professional, controlled, but moving meant exposure, brief, but enough. Jake's crosshairs found him, led the target, accounted for movement, wind, distance. Breathing slowed. Heart rate dropped. Finger tightened. Crack. The rifle kicked. Jake worked the bolt, chambered another round, kept his scope on target. Through the scope, he saw the enemy sniper stop, stumble, fall. Hit, Danny said quietly. Jake kept watching, waiting for movement, for the sniper to get up, to return fire. Nothing. Is he down? Danny asked. Yeah, he's down. They waited another hour, making sure. Then they moved to the enemy position. The NVA sniper was dead. Single shot, center mass, through the heart. Next to him, SVD Dragunov rifle, Russian-made, excellent scope, well-maintained, and a notebook filled with diagrams, firing solutions, kill tallies, 63 confirmed kills, all documented. Jake looked at the notebook, at the enemy sniper, at the rifle. He was good, Jake said quietly. Not good enough, Danny said. No. He made one mistake. Just one. He moved when he should have stayed still. Jake closed the notebook, left it with the body, a sign of respect. As they walked away, Danny asked, Do you feel like you won? Jake thought about it. 6 days, the psychological warfare, the patience, the discipline. No, Jake said. I feel like I survived. Jake Morrison completed his tour 3 months later, returned to the States, tried to forget the war, but he never forgot the NVA sniper, the 6 days, the duel. It haunted him. Not because he'd killed someone. He'd done that 46 times before, because he'd respected the enemy, recognized the skill, the discipline, the humanity. At night, he'd dream about it, standing exposed, waiting for the shot, the realization that one mistake meant death. In 1985, Jake returned to Vietnam. Tourism trip, closure. He visited the valley, the ridgelines, the places where they'd hunted each other. An older Vietnamese man approached, former NVA, translator. You are veteran? The man asked. Yes, Marine, scout sniper. The man nodded. I was soldier too, different side. They talked, shared stories, the war, what came after. I am looking for information, the man said. My brother, he was sniper, killed in 1969, near here. I try to learn what happened. Jake's blood went cold. What was his name? Nguyen Van Than. He was very skilled, many kills, but he died. American sniper. Jake stared at him, the pieces clicking together. April 1969? Jake asked quietly. Yes, how you know? Because I was there. I was the American sniper. The man's face went pale. You killed my brother? Yes. After 6 days. We hunted each other. It was the longest duel of my career. Silence. Then the man nodded slowly. He wrote letters before he died. He said he was fighting another sniper. He said this man was skilled, like him. He said it was, what is word? Honor. To fight someone equal. I respected your brother, Jake said. He was the best enemy I ever faced. I'm sorry I killed him, but if I hadn't, he would have killed me. The man looked at Jake. He would understand. He was soldier. You were soldier. This is war. They stood together, two old men, connected by a 6-day duel 40 years ago. May I ask? The man said. How did you win? Jake remembered. The final moment, the movement, the shot. He made one mistake, just one. He moved when he should have stayed still, and I didn't. And if you had moved, then I'd be the one in the ground, and he'd be standing here. The man nodded. That is war. One mistake. Jake Morrison passed away in 2012, 87 years old, peacefully. At his funeral, military honors, 21-gun salute, taps. His son found the notebook, Jake's personal log. Every mission, every kill, every detail. One entry was longer than the others. April 3 to 8, 1969, the 6-day duel. At the end, Jake had written, I killed him, but he won something from me. My certainty, my invincibility. He showed me that someone else could be as good, as patient, as skilled, and that terrifies me more than anything. His name was Nguyen Van Than. 63 kills. He died because he moved. I lived because I didn't. But it could have gone the other way. Easily. I think about him every day. Wonder who he was. What he believed. Why he fought. He was my enemy. But he was also my equal. And I'll never forget him. On Jake's headstone, they inscribed one line. He won every duel but one, and never forgot the opponent who made him wait 6 days. And in Vietnam, there's a memorial for Nguyen Van Than, NVA hero. 63 confirmed kills. On his memorial it says, he hunted with patience, fought with honor, died with courage. 2 snipers, 2 enemies, 6 days, 1 shot, and a respect that transcended war. If this story moved you, if it made you think about patience, psychology, and the thin line between hunter and hunted, hit that like button. These stories deserve to be told. These duels deserve to be remembered. Subscribe for more untold stories from Vietnam, the snipers, the standoffs, the battles fought in silence. Because history isn't just about battles won or lost. It's about the 6 days when 2 men hunted each other, and only one mistake decided the outcome. See you in the next one.